What's up guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. So guys, today I'm going to prepare some sugar syrup to feed the bees. I already feed some of the hives already, but I'm going to prepare some more to feed the ones that did not get any feed, and maybe I top up back some of the ones that got feed already. What you see in here is some freshly picked lemongrass. I'm going to use it to boil in the water, so the lemongrass will dissolve in the water, so the bees can get the benefit from that. So I'm not going to use a pot to boil. I'm going to use kettles. I have two kettles here, so I'm just going to drop the lemongrass inside the kettle, and then I fill it with water and then boil it. So depending on how much water I'm going to use, I will have to boil that amount of water. So each of these kettles hold about a gallon of water. Direction guys, each of the kettles will hold half gallon of water, so both of them will give me a gallon of water. So depending, as I said, on how much water I'm going to use, I will have to boil that amount of water. But for you guys, you can go ahead and use a pot. Hey guys, so what I have here now is, this is 4 pounds of granulated sugar. I'm going to go ahead and pour this 4 pounds of granulated sugar inside this container. The water is in the kettle now. It's been boiling with the lemongrass inside, so the lemongrass is actually boiling out in the water, so the bees will get the benefit from the lemongrass. This bucket, the sugar inside it, it's a little bit more than half bucket. So whenever I pour this sugar inside this container, I'm going to pour the water inside this container and kind of measure it to where it's a little bit over the half bucket or half bucket of water. So it's actually a 1-to-1 ratio. I might thin it out a little because I get to find out that when the bees when you feed the bees 1 part sugar to 1.3 part water, they tend to pull out comb. They tend to pull out wax with that sugar syrup, because it's actually thinner than a 1-to-1 ratio. So the bees, they don't want to store that because less sugar is in it, and it will give them more work to actually evaporate out the water content to get it down to the thickness similar to the honey. So they have more to use it to pull out wax. So I might thin it out a little bit. So I'm going to pour the sugar inside this container now. And then I'm going to get the kettle with the lemongrass water. Okay guys, so I'm back with the water now. I'm just going to pour it inside. You can see the color of it because the lemongrass dissolves out inside the water in the boiling process. So that's exactly half bucket. So the kettle hold half gallon of water and the bucket hold 1 gallon. So this is half gallon. So I am going to put some more just to thin it out for them, to encourage them to draw out wax with it. If you want to feed them where they are low on storage, you would leave it at a 1-to-1, or you feed them 2-part sugar to 1-part water. The 2-part sugar to 1-part water will be at much thicker form, so it will be more closer to the honey. It will be more thick, so they will just save that in, store it in the cells and cap it off. That's the 2-part mixture, 2-part sugar to 1-part water. That is when you're preparing them for winter. You give them that mixture so they don't have to do any extra work to get it thick. It will be already thick, so all they need to do is just store it in the cells and cap it off. But here in Jamaica, we don't experience winter. So as I was saying, here in Jamaica we don't experience winter. So whenever that time of the year comes around, we will say yes, we're in winter, but we still get sunshine. We don't experience snow here. The bees still forage all year, so they don't stay inside the hive whenever that time of the year comes around. They are active, so we tend to feed 1-to-1. So if they want to store the sugar syrup that we give them, the 1-to-1, they will fan it and then evaporate the water content and get it thickened. So if you guys live in some other side of the world that experience snow, you'll want to feed 2-to-1, 2-part sugar to 1-part water whenever it's getting close to winter, so they will store that for their food storage throughout the winter. And here in Jamaica too, guys, we also feed brown sugar like this. You can see on the pack, 100% cane sugar. We feed this as well. But in any other side of the world, they suggest you use the white, the granulated sugar, because the bees will be able to consume this much better. So they say it's the best for feeding the bees. So I'm going to pour the lemongrass water inside the sugar and then mix it. As I said, I might put some more water to the mixture just to encourage them to pull out wax with it, because whenever you give them a thinner solution mimicking the nectar, they will tend to pull out wax with it. So you want to go a little less than a 1-to-1 ratio to get them to pull out wax, because at least I think this is the situation. Whenever you give them 1.3 part water with 1 part sugar, it's more water inside it, so they're not going to want to store that for storage, for their food storage, because it will have to give them too much work to get out the amount of water inside it for that little amount of sugar. So they will take it up and then process it and form wax with it, which if you give them a 1 part sugar to 1 part water, they will more want to evaporate the water content and then get it down thickened and store it as food storage. So I think that's the trick, to give them 1.3 part water to 1 part sugar to get them to draw out a little more wax. So guys, I also will add some, maybe add a spoon of salt to this, and I will also drop of bleach as well. The reason for the bleach, because this water, it doesn't have any chlorine inside it. It's pure spring water, so no chlorine is in it. So I might drop a little bleach and some salt, just to kind of help to make the mold develops much slower inside the sugar syrup, depending on how long the bees take to consume it. So guys, I'm going to add the salt now. I'm also going to add just a few drops of bleach. Guys, I'm just stirring now and making sure that the sugar, it dissolves in the water. So after I finish, I'm going to leave it for it to cool down to where it's warm, that I can touch it, I can dip my finger in it, and I don't have to pull it out back fast and say ow. So by that time, when it's warm, the bees can consume it. So that's it guys. Whenever I reach at the apiary, I will show you the setup how I do the feeding. So guys, I'm at the apiary now, and as you can see, some of the hives that I fed yesterday, and by just looking at the bottles, I can tell that they pretty much figure it out, because when you just had the bottle guys, this type of feeder, it's going to take them a while to figure it out. So I know that the bottles was filled, and most of them, all of them, is less than a full bottle. So pretty much know that they figure it out. As you can see, this one right here, less than half bottle is in it. So I like what I've seen so far guys. And this one up here, they pretty much empty it. Seems like some activity was taking place right here. Got a lot of dead bees on the ground. This hive, they consume all of theirs. And see, they're still on the cover. So I like how it's going so far. So I'm just going to give the ones that did not get, like that one and that one. That one over there didn't get any as well, and some more down here. This is what the feeding port look like. So as you can see, the entrance, they are using that entrance now to go in and out, but I'm going to slide the feeding port over the hole. Just like that. And then I'm going to scare up inside of the PVC pipe guys. Since it's smooth, I just want to give them something to grip onto, even though they can come up through it, but I'm going to scare it up, make it a little easier for them. you can see in the PVC elbow now in it, it's scared up now, so that will be much easier for them to get to come up onto the bottle cover and feed from it. And here's a bottle cover, guys. A bee find it. I also use sandpaper to rough up the bottle cover, since it's going to be upside down, and the bees will have to feed from it upside down. They will have to have some form of grip to grip onto the bottle cover to feed from that hole. So since this is an entrance that they was using, bees from inside the hive is going to just naturally use this entrance and find the bottle with the sugar syrup. If they wasn't using this entrance, I will have to spray some of the sugar syrup at the hole and let them find it. One thing, guys, give me a second back. One important step that I take, I have this jar in the apron. Whenever I'm feeding, I just turn the bottle upside down in it and then allow it to drain, and then when it stops draining, I had it inside the port. Because when you turn it upside down, the bottle upside down, guys, and the sugar syrup spill all over the apron, that trigger off rubbing as well, because the bees is going to want to find. Look at these pollen sacks, guys. I have to stop what I was saying. Those are some huge pollen sacks. Okay, as I was saying, guys, you don't want any unnecessary spilling of sugar syrup, because that tend to trigger rubbing. Worse, the feeder is on the outside of the hive. Here's one more pollen sacks, guys. It seems like they're getting some. There's a pollen flow on. I love those pollen sacks. Yes, guys, so when I do that, it helps to reduce the amount of bees that try to find that sugar source. And the next thing, I also have some water in a spray bottle. Not a spray bottle, regular bottle like what I used to feed one of these, got water in it, and then whatever sugar syrup that is on the outside of this bottle, or if any spill on the port, I use this spray bottle to wash off the excess sugar syrup on the outside, because the bees is going to smell that and try to feed from the bottle, and they might try to go inside the hive as well and start a rubbing situation. So when I wash off the excess sugar on the outside, that pretty much reduce whatever rubbing activity that is going to develop. So as you can see in the apron, I'm feeding this way and no rubbing at all. It's been working out fine. So I'm going to do this one as well. And from the lemongrass that is inside this sugar mixture, the bees are going crazy. From the lemongrass was boiling inside the water, the bees smelled the lemongrass and they was all over the place. So they are going crazy over this mixture. It's just a couple seconds. I rest this jar here with the sugar syrup that I spill in the jar, and look inside the jar. The bees is already in there. It's crazy. So I'm just scaring up this one, same procedure. Okay, guys, so I just finished scare up inside this feeding port. I'm going to open it And just want to show you guys how I kind of encourage them to come inside the port and start and find the feed. I just go like this and then spray some of the sugar syrup inside the entrance, and then they will take that up and then they will go inside the port now just to search until they find that feed. I had to change my jar because the bees was all over that jar, so I'm going to make sure that I cover this one whenever I spill the syrup inside. So the vacuum is created. So that's pretty much it, and then I quickly close my jar so the bees can't access this sugar syrup that I spill inside the jar. Then I move on onto the next hive, this one right here. Okay guys, as you can see, said procedure, scare up inside this port, and then I'm going to turn the bottle upside down, let the vacuum create, and then I add it to the port. So as you can see, before it enter the port, some of it spill. All I need to do now is use the water bottle and wash off the bottle and the port. Guys, see what I'm doing? So the bees don't have any trace to the sugar syrup on the outside. Doing this, guys, it will reduce or completely get rid of the robin that will start. Sometimes we as beekeepers is the one that really create the robin situation and we don't realize. Once the bees find the source to get that sugar, they're going to go crazy for it. So doing something like that really prevent the tracking of the sugar syrup. So this method, guys, it's working well so far, and I only see advantages to this method. I don't come across any disadvantages yet. The first disadvantage will be if you don't do it right, you can create a robin situation. That's the first advantage. I'm here speaking and did not cover but the jar. Okay, now that is covered. So as I was saying, guys, the first disadvantage I think of, if you don't do it the right way, you can create a robin situation. But as long as it's done the right way, it works out well. Whenever the bottle is empty, you can know by just looking, and you will see that it's empty. You don't have to go inside the hives to feed. You can just pull out the bottle and refill it, or replace it with one that is filled. So there is a lot of advantage, guys. And if I happen to come across any more disadvantage, I will surely do a update and let you guys aware of those disadvantage. This I have number 7, and I just pull this plug from this entrance. So this entrance was not using, guys, so it's going to be much harder for the bees to find and understand how the feeding system work. Look at these black bees, guys. This bee is so black. So back to what I was saying, guys. So in order for them to start using this port to feed, I'm going to spill some of the sugar syrup there. So see, there's a bee instantly. So I guess it's that bee that came out. So they're inside and they're going to trail the sugar, the spill, and come out inside the port. Same procedure, guys. I already scared up inside the port. You can see the bubbles going up inside the bottle. The vacuum is being created, and then I go ahead and add the bottle. And one more advantage to this, guys, you can use whatever size bottle that you choose. So if you want to feed them a larger amount, you use a bigger bottle. You just want to make sure that the circumference of the cork is the same measurement, because this is a 1-inch PVC elbow, so you have to make sure that the cover can fit, guys. So you just have to find a bigger soda bottle and add your syrup inside, and then you put it on the hive. But you want to make sure that the weight of the bottle the hive can maintain the weight, because if you put a heavier bottle, guys, more than what the hive can maintain, it can pull it over. So just know that. Just find a bottle that is suitable for you, and the hive can take the weight. Which the 10 frame boxes, they are more unlikely going to be able to take that weight with the bees and frames and all of that inside. Again, guys, I'm washing off the excess sugar syrup that I spill, and that's pretty much it. Guys, I'm in this little nuke here. As you can see, the bottle is empty, so I check them to see what's going on the inside. And I want to believe, guys, that they actually draw out this comb. I don't remember if I placed this frame inside with a piece of comb already on it or it's them dry it out. I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure. It want to look as if it's them dry it out, guys. So maybe it's a feed that I give them, they dry it out with. So guys, I'm just looking at this frame and I can see pollen stored, the sugar syrup that I fed them, and it have a lot of brood. There is a queen, guys. So this frame is looking well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take that first frame that they are drying out, and I'm going to put it inside the middle, so they will have a guide to pull it out straight. So this frame of brood as well, open brood, eggs, open brood of our stage. Can see those brood, guys, open brood. Some of the cells are glistening with the sugar syrup, so they're looking good. I will continue to feed and help them to build as fast as possible. So I'm going to take this first frame and put it in the middle. So they will leave pull it out fast and all, guys, because it's in the extreme middle. So like how they consume all of their feed, I'm going to give them some more. So guys, this is some leftover that they're going to get. It's not a full bottle. So that's it. So guys, I finish give the hive feed that didn't get any. So now everybody have a little feed going on. Only one hive didn't get any and it's that box up there, that little nuke. No bees isn't in it right now. They all seem like they die out, because in my last video I said that there was extremely weak and I was going to attend to them. I did attend to them, you know, guys. I tried to merge a little swarm with them, but I don't know what happened. But some dead bees is on the ground and it was a newspaper method I used, so that's just that. Since they perish, I guess they didn't work. So those boxes are just some empty box, and this one right here just some empty box, guys. So we're going to check these two that we put the feed on first today and see if they start taking the syrup, which I think they start. Okay, so as you can see, guys, they start feeding on it. So that's good. Go over here and have a look at this one. Okay, so they're feeding on it, as you can see. I'm making some spillage now. So that's good, guys. It's good to know that they figure it out and they're taking the syrup. This one doesn't seem like they figure it out as yet, but they will. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, share. If any question, you can ask in the comment section. I will reply. If there is any suggestion, you can also leave them in the comment section. So until next time, guys, peace.
You know, sister, we are create waves like the ocean, yeah. When you're there, better than your son, no the explosion, and we make the commotion, yeah. They even dance for them, watch we have emotion, deep and we slow down, yeah. We do it first, got them soft like lotion, and waves like the ocean, yeah. When I never see a phone sound, never see a phone sound strong. Never the time for rely on people to make my move, and never saw me grow up. And I know say me hype, I know you're probably right, but if you not have no pride, I guess anything goes. Me I live my life telling me I'm one. I used to be that little kid, now I am the grown.